I'm Terry.
And I'm Tammy.
And we're TNT, the Art of Living, exclusively on the Orale Network. Well, today we have with us Sarah, and she works at USA Mortgage Solutions, and we'll be asking her a few questions and see what's going on in her life. We are going to be right back after a word from our sponsors, especially Dogwood Home Healthcare.
You are watching the Orale TV streaming network, the cutting edge of AI, business, marketing, referral services, and global radio TV broadcasting. Whether you are a startup or a legacy brand, we provide the platform to amplify your voice and scale your reach. From our headquarters in San Antonio to viewers and listeners across the globe, we spotlight the innovators and icons making a real positive impact. With dedicated programming across law, medical, real estate, entertainment, nonprofits, entrepreneurship, and philanthropy, we ensure your industry expertise is front and center. Broadcasting everywhere, it matters.
You've been there for your aging loved one who needs you, but sometimes you get to a point where you need professional help. Dogwood Home Healthcare understands, and our team of senior care experts is ready to provide the assistance you need. Our experts provide a wide variety of services and assistance to make your loved one's life more manageable. Scan this code to get started with your free evaluation. Show your loved ones you'll always provide for their care. Contact Dogwood Home Healthcare today.
Hi, welcome back. Again, I'm Tammy.
And I'm Terry.
And today we have with us Sarah. Sarah is with USA Mortgage Solutions, and we are going to talk about what's going on in the mortgage world. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. I know that. But first, how did you get into it?
Well, Tammy, I was doing very well as an insurance agent years ago. And in 2019, I bought my first house. And I realized, although I knew more than the average person does about the mortgages, it still was very confusing to me, to the point where on the day of my closing, I had to come out of pocket a lot of money that I wasn't prepared for. And unfortunately, that left a really bad taste in my mouth to where I was like, you know what? I don't want this happening to anyone else. I want to learn this. I want to be, if I'm going to do this again in the future, I got to learn the game, right? So 6 months later, I was licensed and I said, never again. I'm on a mission to make sure people get educated.
That is so smart because you took that negative and turned it into a positive. And I remember when I bought my first house, this was years ago, I told my realtor, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. Talk to me like I'm a 2-year-old. Because it's a lot of information, and especially if it's your first home.
Yeah,
so
it makes a huge difference having a mortgage person who's willing to help you out and explain what's going on. And the fact that you did that because you wanted to make a difference in how other people felt buying a house, that's really impressive. That shows
how
character.
different was it going, insurance is over here, which is another really complicated thing, and then mortgage, which is a really another complicated thing, and making that switch.
Well, apparently I like complicated things.
And apparently you're very good at it.
I appreciate that. Well, it wasn't... I don't know, when the passion is there, it just kind of comes naturally, right? It wasn't easy, but I did make that transition, and it took a little bit of time to put my name out there, get myself out there, get to know people. But, thankfully, by the grace of God and people that I know, I've been doing great. And like you said, my biggest thing is when I meet someone and they're like, you know what, it's my first time, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm like, I've been there, it's okay. This is why I'm doing this. Let's sit down and talk, A, B, C, D, I make it as simple as possible for them.
Good.
Yeah, so when someone's going to buy their home, especially if it's going to be their first home, what kinds of things do they need to prepare for or see about what's happening?
Well, what I see happening is a lot of people just get on, I did the same thing. They just get on Zillow or Redfin or whatever, and they just start looking at homes, and they're like, I like that home. Let me call the realtor. Well, that's what I did, and that's what everyone else does. However, the right way to do it is to get pre-approved, get pre-qualified, have a conversation with a mortgage professional. Just make sure, you know what you can afford, because, you know, a $500,000 home might be comfortable for some, and it might not be comfortable for others when they hear, okay, these are going to be your taxes, this is going to be your insurance, this is going to be, because everyone is so fixated on how is the market doing, what's the interest rates. Well, if I give you 1%, but then you're not comfortable with a $10,000 monthly payment, you're not going to be happy. So really, you just want to make sure you can afford what you're getting into, right? And I think the biggest thing is to make sure that when it comes to credit, you're not in debt. Eliminate a lot of the debt that you have. You know, kind of work on your debt to income ratio.
That's a big one.
And income. Make sure you know you've been working at your current job. It's solid. You know, you're not jumping job to job, so it's easier to get approved. Savings. You know, you want to make sure you have enough savings. Although there's down payment assistance and everything out there, but it helps to get you through underwriting when you have a solid, because they're going to look for that. They're going to be like, you know what? If you don't get paid for a couple months, what's going to happen?
How are you going to manage?
And I think a lot of people get lost in the price of the home and the mortgage rate, and that's all they see. But not now that I've done it a couple of times. Taxes, HOAs,
absolutely,
repairs, inspections. All that money, and it's a lot of money, goes into it. And I think, but my main question is, you're not in real estate, right? It's mortgage. There's a difference.
They go hand in hand. I mean, you can't really buy a house without getting a loan.
Well, yeah, no, but like what you
unless
do.
you're a cash buyer,
right?
$700,000. Yeah, but you just do the mortgage part.
Yes, ma'am.
So you work closely with real estate agents.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I have several real estate partners that I work with, and we do a great job. You know, they bring me the client. It's kind of a warm transfer of, hey, this is who I trust. This is who you need to speak with. And I make sure and serve, you know, them and their clients as best as I can. I make myself very available 24/7. Everyone says that, but it's different when you actually do
when
it.
you actually do.
Yes, and I try to get them pre-approved as fast as I can. Sometimes they're like, you know what, I don't have my W-2s. I'm like, fine, just give me a conversation. Let me kind of, you know, be as honest as you can. You know? And then I call my realtor partner. I'm like, hey, they've been pre-qualified. I've talked to them. It sounds like they're fine, but I haven't pre-approved.
But I don't have any proof.
I don't have any. So then I email them and I'm like, hey, send me this and that and let's look at it. But
well, that's pretty cool. So if a person is, say, looking to invest in buying a bunch of houses, because some neighborhoods right now are kind of filling up with houses for sale, how would someone go into something like that? What is that all about?
It's a lot easier than people think it is.
Good to know.
It is. Everyone thinks it's rocket science, but it's really not. I have programs that are designed for self-employed borrowers, or even people that don't have, you know, I have a lot of people that they make a lot of money. They just don't have, like, their taxes, they've written out everything. They don't have a lot of income to show on paper. So for them, it's called a debt service coverage ratio, DSCR loan. I have several programs that are great for that. I don't need income. I don't need that just income ratio. All I need is the home. It needs to appraise, cash flow is there, and if they can afford it, it's good to go. That's one option. I do have a regular investment program for them. I have asset depletion. I have a lot of, I mean, bank statement loans, you name it. There's a lot of programs out there, but specifically for investors, the biggest thing, the easiest way to get them in a home is DSCR. It's going to be that DSCR because they don't need income. I just need the home to qualify. Cash flow is there. They're good to go.
Wow.
Typically, a lot of people ask about down payment. if the cash flow is there, I can do 15% down. If not, then 20, 25, 30. Sometimes it just depends.
Oh, wow, that's really interesting. I had no idea. I'm thinking now.
So now, hey, so guys out there, that might be something to work on. And while you're working on thinking about that, we're going to go ahead and take a break because without our sponsors, not just Dogwood, we wouldn't be here. So we'll leave you with thinking about maybe investing sometime. See you in a bit.
We all start somewhere. Some of us start with pain. We fall early. We lose early. But getting back up, that's everything. We choose hard roads and walk them anyway. We carry the weight, the silence, the scars no one sees. Coming home ain't always victory. Sometimes it's just survival, but we don't stop. We evolve. We build. Because when you've lived the fight, you fight for others. Battle tested, always ready. Robles Jr. Law.
You've been there for your aging loved one who needs you, but sometimes you get to a point where you need professional help. Dogwood Home Health Care understands, and our team of senior care experts is ready to provide the assistance you need. Our experts provide a wide variety of services and assistance to make your loved one's life more manageable. Scan this code to get started with your free evaluation. Show your loved ones you'll always provide for their care. Contact Dogwood Home Health Care today.
Howdy, folks. Be sure and check out the streaming radio station, OSA Radio. They have been streaming since 2019. They showcase independent music and entertainers nationwide. Go to osaradio.com and see if you are their next internet radio superstar.
Hi, Sarah. In a nutshell, could you tell us who would be your absolute best type of client?
Well, Terry, anybody from a first-time homebuyer who needs a lot of education, a lot of hand-holding, all the way up to the experienced investor who's just looking to, hey, here's my stuff, go ahead and help me buy this house. Or the commercial client who wants to, hey, I want to buy this big old tower. I'm there for them. Anything I can do to help, I'm there to serve them.
Hi, and welcome back to TNT, The Art of Living. Again, we have with us Sarah, my co-host Tammy. We left you thinking about some ways that you might be able to start investing. Apparently, it's easier than I ever thought. And so we'll go back to asking some more questions. Okay, so Miss Sarah, if the investing is easy, more or less, okay, it's not like a piece of cake, but it's not a piece of rock either, maybe. Besides that, what else would someone need a mortgage for? What other kinds of things would you be able to loan money for?
Well, so right now we are seeing a lot of credit card debt, right?
Oh.
So homeowners that are not in the market of buying a home, they may be able to, they've owned their home for a while and they may have a lot of equity in there. It would be a great opportunity for them to tap into some of that equity, get it out and pay off some of their debt, get out of debt, consolidate, and then they can maybe open up enough space to consider, okay, do I want to move? Do I want to buy, an investment property? I mean, if you think about it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt, but not really. Okay, so let's say we do that kind of loan, the home equity loan. What about the interest rate? Okay, is that still as high as you're buying a home loan, or do you? And I guess my question is, do you have two loans? You still have your mortgage. You're using your equity as a loan. So now do you have two loans, or is it?
So if you do a HELOC, a home equity line of credit, then yes, it would be
two loans.
Yes.
Okay.
And but
I never knew that.
a lot of them come with like 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, no interest. So then you can pay just on the principal. It just depends on the program you choose, right?
Okay.
And that's what being a broker means. It's what works for you. I will find you a program that works for you, right?
Okay.
And but there's also a cash out refinance. It'll be one loan. So you're refinancing the entire thing, pulling equity out, and that'll be your loan.
And adding that to your mortgage.
So if you owe $100,000, the house is worth, let's say, 300, and you want to pull out about 200, then your loan would be 200.
Gotcha. I never really knew how that worked, and fortunately, I've never had to really look at it that way. So that's good. But
would that also be something a person could use, say, if they wanted to make some major repairs, like redo your deck and your roof?
Yeah, you can.
So, like, if your home was paid off, would it be like taking out a whole new loan?
Basically. If your home is yeah, so you would basically borrow against your own home, right? You would pull the equity out. That would be your loan. You can do HELOC or a cash out refinance, whichever makes more sense for you.
So now I'm starting to really understand the importance of your job, because all of this, I had no idea. And
knowledge is power.
And I've bought a couple of homes, so but they've always been pretty straight.
There's a lot of programs out there. A lot of programs, a ton. I mean, there are ways to buy a home with. I have a program for homeowners, not investors. They can buy the home, no income, no debt to income ratio, no none of that.
Wow,
that's amazing.
The interest rate is going to be very high. And the down payment's going to be very high. But I do have a program for them.
But like you said, if someone had paid off all of their bills and didn't have any, with a fair amount of salary income, that would be a good option.
So these are good for people that are cash rich, right? They have a lot of money. They don't have anything to show for it. And it's legal money. It's not
right.
We do check to make sure that it's sourceable income. But it would be a good program for them.
Okay, because I've heard of some people, like someone buying a car, and for them, they go in, they get pre-approved by their banker, what have you, and then all of a sudden their credit rating gets checked, and it's like a 600. And what would explain something like that?
So you're talking about like interest, like the credit
and so
score?
the interest is enormous because of that
credit score.
Credit score. Yeah, so absolutely. A lot of everyone says, so for FHA programs, just FHA 101, you do need a minimum 580 FICO. I do have programs for like all the way down to 500, but it does come with like higher down payment, things like that. But 580 looks good. Okay, that's what the book says. But when it comes to your debt to income ratio being tighter, your interest rate being higher, well, then you can't qualify for more. The underwriting gets tougher.
Right.
People don't think about that. Or for conventional, 620 is the minimum. Interest rate is going to be higher. Monthly payment's going to be higher. DTI is going to be very, debt to income ratio is going to be very tight. Underwriting is going to be more strict. So it does, your credit score is everything. It is everything.
Because I had a friend who was telling me that someone came in with a really good cash flow and what have you, and he was trying to buy a car, and he could not get an interest rate below 9% because he didn't have any credit cards. He didn't have any payments. His house was paid off. The other two cars he had were paid off. He had no credit.
Well, sometimes you have, your score is good, but you haven't worked with your credit long enough where you don't, the lenders or the bank doesn't have a way to trace that and see, do they pay their bills on time.
Right.
They haven't worked with their credit. What are we looking
Yeah.
for? So that would put you at a high risk as well.
Okay.
I want to stress again, Sarah is with
USA.
Mortgage Solutions, and you can find her on her website, usamortgagesolutions.com. Is there that / Sarah?
SARAH.
RAH. Thank you, because I didn't want to spell it incorrectly. Go ahead, and we're going to have all that information on the bottom of the screen. That is her website. Sarah, if you want to share your email and phone number, that would be great.
Sure. My phone number is 210-306-8442. And my email is pretty easy. It's just sarah@usamortgagesolutions.com. It is plural.
And it is plural. I bet it's solutions, because
More than one, and some
obviously
good
she
options.
a lot of options, and I've learned a whole lot. I'm trying to think if I have any other questions.
Or is there anything you think that someone would need to know?
Well, I think
Especially a first-time buyer, Sarah.
the biggest thing right now is everybody's fixated on, I want to wait till the interest rates fall down before I buy, right?
Do you think they are?
No, I don't think they are. I mean, just looking at the history. And if they are, let's say they do go back to the 2s and 3s. Well, then what happens? Demand, right?
Right.
Yeah.
The price of the homes,
Are going to jump.
double, right?
Yes.
So it's important to just kind of pace yourself, and if you're ready to buy, go ahead and get pre-approved, look at a rate that makes sense, a mortgage payment that makes sense. Buy now, you can always refinance. I mean, the Feds had a meeting yesterday, and nothing really changed, but the inflation is so high that everybody knows. I mean, there's a high chance that the interest rates will go up.
So if you're going to make the leap, try and prepare for it so you can be ready.
Yeah.
Start saving your pennies.
I just think it's a really good idea to do the whole, I don't remember if I did pre-qualification. I must have. It's not like I just went, I want that house. I'm sure I didn't do that.
So again, these are all good things to take some thinking about if you're planning to buy a house. Get yourself ready. Talk to some people, mortgage people. USA Mortgage Solutions seems like a really good company.
I'm going to keep her phone number.
Sarah seems to be really helpful and knowledgeable about all of these different options. So thank you for watching, and thank you, Sarah, for being our guest. And we will see you next time. And remember, our sponsors are really important. And make sure that you go ahead and watch those commercials instead of just, flying away. We appreciate you watching, and thank you.
See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.